When solving a system of linear equations, you're going to have three cases. One, an intersection. That's how the graph's going to look, and there's only going to be one solution. So when you're solving for x or y, you're going to get, just x equals that number, y equals a number. And that's how you know that it's only one solution. The next one is parallel lines. They will never intersect, therefore there will never be a solution. And you will know when you plug in, when you're looking for x or you're looking for y, you're going to get a number equals a different number. And that's not true. Like 0 equals 16 or -3 equals 7. That's not true, so it's no solution. The third case is overlapping lines. So on the graph it's going to look like one line, but it's actually two. So every single, there's going to be infinitely many solutions. So when you're solving for x or y, when you're solving for x or y, you're going to get a number equals itself. -6 equals -6, -2.3 equals -2.3. Okay, so don't get that confused. When you plug in x and y to check your work, and it's correct, of course you're going to get a number equals a number. So that's not what I'm talking about. You have to do it for when you're solving for x or y, and you get a number equals a number, then it's infinitely many solutions. Okay. Now I set this up the way I did to minimize error. Okay, first case. First example. That's what I mean. 2x plus y equals 11. 7x minus 4y equals -14. Now you can really just do what you want. It doesn't matter which one you solve for first. There's more than one way to do things, and especially with math, there's not always one way to do things. So I'm going to start with the first one. So you isolate y, move 2x to the other side, so subtract it from both sides. Y equals 11 minus 2x. Okay, so that's what y equals, and now you substitute it into the other equation. So 7x minus 4, 11 minus 2x, that's the y, sorry, equals -14. And then you distribute the 4 to everything in here. So -4 multiplied by 11, and then -4 multiplied by -2. And don't forget anything else. So that gives you 7x minus 44 plus 8x equals -14. Combine like terms. 15x minus 44 equals -14. You want to isolate x, so move the -44 to the other side by adding it to both sides. Cancels out on the left, gives you 30. So 15x, divide both sides by 15 to isolate x. So you get x equals 2. Now you get that 2, and you can put it back into any one of the other equations at the top. It doesn't matter which one you put it back into. So I'm going to go with the more simple one. So that one. 2 times 2 plus y equals 11. That gives you 4 plus y. Oh, sorry. I pressed enter instead of going down. 4 plus y equals 11. And you subtract that from 11 to get it to the other side. So y equals 7. And that's your answer. 2, 7. All right. Okay, on to the next one. 2y equals x plus 7. X equals y minus 4. Now this one's already half done for you. X equals y minus 4. Put it into the other equation, and you solve for y. 2y equals y minus 4 plus 7, which is just, I put the parentheses there so you could see that it was substituting for x. Okay, but as you can see, it's not really complicated. It's just 7 minus 4. So that'll be 2y equals y plus 3. Get this y, subtract from this one to isolate y, and that's it. Y equals 3. So get that. I'm going to get this and put it into, I'll get ahead of myself, put it into this one. So y equals, forgot to do that, this, sorry. And again, I'm just doing this so you can see that it's substituting. Otherwise, if there's no parentheses, then it might just confuse you and like, well, where did you get that from? So that's what that's for. Substitute back in, fairly simple. -4 plus 3, x equals 1. Answer is -1. Yes, -1. -1, 3. I do not know what happened right here. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Looks like that got jumbled up or something. Okay, I think I was doing something else. Okay. Yeah, disregard that. Okay. Sorry, I do everything, do my best to make sure that I reduce error, but you know, I'm human, make mistakes. So disregard that stuff. Y equals 3, x -1, -1, 3. Put this one. Up next, elimination. Alright. Add equations together, change what you have for a term, and like terms to minimize error. I don't think I covered that for the first one. And I know you can read it there, but just make sure you always follow these steps for substitution. And remember what I told you about the 3 different cases. That applies to substitution and elimination. Okay. (3x plus y equals 6), and let me move that down there. There you go. 3x plus y equals 6. 3x plus 4y equals 6. And -6x plus y equals 6. So you can, whatever you do to one thing, you must do to the other. I mean, like this side, like say you multiply this by 2, you have to multiply this by 2 also, because essentially you're multiplying by 1. Wait, no. You're not really changing anything because you're adding or doing the same thing to both sides. With fractions or other types of problems, you know, you multiply by a number over itself, and that's like multiplying by 1. So it's sort of like that. Okay. So there is, you could do this multiplied by -4 to cancel the y's, or the top one by -1/4. Let me see. Yeah, by -1/4 to get y minus y. Or you could do the easiest, what I think is the easiest one. Just multiply this by 2, and then these will cancel out the x terms. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So this was the first one. It used to be this one. So 3x times 2, 6x. 4y times 2, 8y. 6 times 2, 12. Okay, and the bottom one stays the same. Add them together. 6x minus 6x, 0. 8y plus y, 9. 12 plus 6, 18. That's what you're left with. Divide by 9 to get y. 2. Alright. Now, moving forward. Get that 2 and substitute it into either one of the equations to get x. So substituting this into this. So sorry, -6x plus 2 equals 6. and you move this to the other side to isolate for x. Negative 6x equals 4. Divide by negative 6. X equals negative 4/6. They're both even. Divide by 2. It's reduced to x equals negative 2/3. Alright. That's your answer. Negative 2/3, 2. That's the coordinate point. Okay, next one. 2x plus 5y equals 11. 3x minus 5y equals 4. Now this one is already set up for you, so just go ahead and add them together, and the 5y's will cancel. So 5x equals 15. Pretty simple. Divide through by 5. X equals 3. Substitute back into one of the other equations. I'm going to go with this one. So 2 times 3 plus 5y equals 11, which is just 6 plus 5y equals 11. Subtract 6 from both sides. 5y equals 5. Divide by 5. Y equals 1. That is your answer, 3, 1. Alright. Next one. Negative 4x plus 8y equals 6. X minus 2y equals 8. Now, I'm going to multiply this through, multiply this through by 4 so that the x's can cancel. So that gives you, this is the same one. I did this just so you can, so it won't be any confusion. You won't have to look up here and then back down here, and that can get confusing. So negative 4x plus 8y equals 6, and then 4x, because that's x times 4, 8y, negative 2y times 4, and then 14, which is just 8 times, that's not 8 times 4. Okay. 8 times 4 is 32. Okay. As you notice here, the x and y terms cancel out. 32 and 6 is 38. 0 does not equal 38. That's not true. There is no solution. Okay. I think that was it for that one. Okay. 2y plus 4x minus 4 equals 0. 3x equals negative 9y minus 6. Okay. Now this one, you have to do something to both of them. Well, first, rearrange it, and then multiply as needed to cancel terms. So rewriting, this becomes this. Now it's the same thing, it just looks nicer, it's a lot neater, and you can go ahead and see what you need to do now. Okay, so I'm going to cancel out the x terms. So that means I have to multiply the top by 3. Multiply the top by 3 or negative 3 and the bottom by 4 or negative 4. Let me see real quick. Okay, I'm going to multiply the top by negative 3, which means I'm multiplying the bottom by 4. So you go ahead and do that, and it'll give you this. So 4x times negative 3, negative 12. 2y times negative 3, negative 6. 4 times negative 3, negative 12. 3x times 4, 12x. 9y times 4, 36y. Negative 6 times 4, negative 24. Okay, and now you can see that the x's cancel, and go ahead and add everything together. So 30y equals negative 36. Divide by 30y to get y by itself. Y equals negative 36 over 30. They're both even, therefore it can be reduced. Y equals negative 6 over 5. And all I did there was divide the top and bottom by 6. Okay, substitute that back in. I'm going to use this one. That's the one that I used. You can put it into either one. So 3x plus 9 times negative 6 over 5 equals 6. Okay, so this is basically 9 over 1 times negative 6 over 5. So 9 times negative 6, negative 54. So that becomes 3x minus negative 54 over 5 equals negative 6. So move the negative 54 over 5 to the other side to get the x term by itself. 3x equals 10.8 minus 6. And I believe that's what this equals. I don't have a scientific calculator anymore, so that's why it's a bit inconsistent right here. So 10.8 minus 6, 4.8. Divide by 3, x equals 1.6. That is your answer, which is not there. 1.6 and a negative 6, 5. Okay, that is the answer. And I believe that is it. Yeah. So it's pretty simple, and that's all you got to do. Like I was saying earlier, when you're solving for x or y, and you get a number equals itself, then the answer is infinitely many solutions. So thanks for watching.